Let's talk plainly. No sugarcoating, no softening things up. There's a quiet, hidden reason why you're feeling so drained and exhausted, like life is squeezing every bit of energy out of you, and it's not what you think. Andik. It's not just about your never-ending to-do list. It's not just about your workload, or even the issues with your family. It's something deeper, something that has quietly rooted itself into your everyday life, like a parasite. It's your constant availability. Think about it. Think about it. You're always reachable, always ready to respond to a message, pick up a call, or show up when someone asks. You've been taught to believe that being always ready will earn you respect, affection, and recognition. But here's the truth. That's a trap. A trap carefully designed to keep you stuck. It's an invisible chain that keeps you tied to a life of emotional mediocrity. Being available all the time doesn't make you strong, it makes you a prisoner. The more accessible you are, the less people value you. This isn't a guess. It's a psychological truth that's been around longer than civilization itself. The more something is abundant, the less value it holds. What's always within reach loses its appeal, its charm, its power. Here's the brutal paradox. In your desperate need to be accepted, you make yourself replaceable. The harder you try to always be there, the more invisible you become. The more time you give, the less respect you get. And then the cycle begins. You give more and get less in return. Let me ask you something. How many times have you felt completely unseen? How often have you worn yourself out trying to maintain relationships that would vanish the moment you stopped putting in effort? Here's the tough truth. Those people aren't really with you. They're with your availability. The moment you set a boundary, take a step back, or pull away a little, you'll see who really cares for who you are versus who just wants you there when they need something. And here's where it gets really sharp. Respect grows in the space you create, in the distance you put between yourself and the constant demands of the outside world. It's not about shutting yourself off. It's about creating healthy boundaries between your energy and the expectations around you. People admire those who value their own time. They respect the ones who can say no without guilt. The things that are hard to reach fascinate us. The unreachable keeps our attention longer than the ever-present. When you stop being just a phone call away, when you put your inner peace above your need for others' approval, something shifts. You become magnetic. Your silence holds weight. Your absence speaks louder than your presence ever could. And now here's where there's no room for excuses. Your need for external approval is your biggest vulnerability. As long as you crave that validation from others, you'll be stuck in emotional chains. Every unread message, every dismissive look will cut you without you even realizing it. But the moment you understand that your worth doesn't depend on a reply, that it doesn't fluctuate with someone else's opinion of you, that's when you begin to transform. Real strength is the ability to stand in your own silence without shrinking. It's finding peace in being alone, not because you're lonely, but because you've learned to enjoy your own company. Those who can master the art of silence also master the art of connection. Those who aren't afraid of being alone become unshakable when they're with others. So let this sink in. Overexposure drains you. Being always available thins out your energy. Every time you say yes to the world, it's a quiet no to your own well-being. And what happens when you run your life like a machine on autopilot, trying desperately to meet everyone's needs? You start to disappear. Bit by bit, you fade. You become a diluted version of who you were meant to be. Freedom comes the moment you realize you don't owe anyone an instant reply. You don't have to explain why you need silence. That peace you've been chasing, The one you think will come from being noticed and validated by others won't come from anyone but you. It comes from how deeply you respect your own energy. Look at the people you admire. Are they the ones who jump to please everyone? No, they're the ones with boundaries. They're the ones who aren't afraid to disappoint others, because staying true to themselves is more important. They understand that respect isn't earned by being available all the time. It's earned by being authentic, by being firm, and by showing up with purpose. Choosing your relationships wisely isn't selfish, it's survival. You can't build a strong, fulfilling life surrounded by people who only show up when it benefits them. Learn to recognize the energy thieves, those who drain you and disappear when there's nothing left to take. Don't be afraid to shut the doors that lead nowhere. Real, lasting relationships need space to grow. They need fertile ground, and that ground is only prepared when you stop wasting your energy on barren fields. You don't have to keep relationships that suck the life out of you. You owe no one an explanation for putting your peace first. Self-mastery is your hidden superpower. It's the ability to pause before reacting, have think before responding, and to choose which battles deserve your energy. Most people are slaves to their impulses. They act without thinking. They respond without weighing the consequences. But you can choose silence where others shout. You can choose stillness when everything around you is chaos. In psychology, this is known as internal sovereignty, the ability to govern your emotions despite external storms. When you build that sovereignty, the world no longer has control over you. Other people's opinions become background noise. Social pressure melts away under the heat of your inner strength. Disappearing when you need to retreat isn't a weakness. Don't explain, don't justify. Let mystery work for you. People are intrigued by what they can't figure out. They respect what they can't predict. Don't give everything away. Let them wonder. Let them feel your absence. In that space of silence, real respect takes root. Influence doesn't come from being louder. It comes from controlling who has access to your energy. You don't need to be in every room. You don't need to answer every call, attend every event, or join every conversation. In fact, the fewer places you show up, the more valuable your presence becomes. Let silence be your second language. Let your absence leave an imprint when words fail. The energy you protect today is the strength you'll need tomorrow for the life you're building, the vision you're crafting, and the legacy you're creating. Social pressure is nothing more than an illusion built by collective fear. Everyone's afraid of being forgotten, of being left out. But once you break free from that illusion, you become something extraordinary. You become an anomaly. You become someone people can't ignore. Deep down, everyone wants that freedom, but only a few have the courage to live it. So here's what I'm offering you today. Something radical. Step back. Watch the madness from a distance. Conserve your energy like a wise strategist. Don't give your peace to anyone who asks for it. Choose carefully who deserves your time, your space, and your soul. Victory isn't about being liked by everyone. It's about being remembered by the people who truly matter. It's not about filling your schedule. It's about filling your moments with purpose. Depth always outweighs breadth. Real respect isn't something you beg for. It's something you cultivate through boundaries, through authenticity, through quiet strength. You're not a 24-hour help desk. Not because you're trying to grab attention, but because your presence has become rare, genuine, and magnetic. That kind of energy doesn't need to announce itself to be noticed. But there's another level to this concept that you must understand if you want to master this invisible game. It's the idea of the anticipation of value. something that is often overlooked but holds incredible power. When people can't easily access you, they start to form an image of who you are, and that image tends to grow in value over time. Waiting creates an enhanced perception, and that perception fosters respect. What's rare becomes cherished. What's protected becomes admired. This isn't just a nice idea, it's rooted in psychology. Think about anything you deeply desire. Most of the time, it's not easy to get. It's out of reach, requiring patience, time, and effort. And when you finally get it, you value it more. You take better care of it. Now, reverse that perspective and apply it to yourself. When you protect your space and carefully choose where to invest your time, you raise your own perceived value. This applies not only to others, but most importantly to you. There's a powerful truth here. You must learn to appreciate the art of waiting. Not just making others wait for you, but learning to enjoy delayed gratification for yourself, whether it's opportunities, connections, or results. When you constantly chase after what's in front of you, you often overlook what truly shines. The patient person isn't just enduring, they're being strategic. They know that the most meaningful things in life don't come immediately, but are reserved for those who can wait. Patience, when combined with discernment, becomes incredibly powerful. It's not about withdrawing from the world, it's about being selective with the doors you choose to open. This small change in how you move through life will completely redefine your experience. You'll stop reacting to every demand, every notification, and every pull. Instead, you'll begin leading your life on your own terms. That's what emotional sovereignty looks like. And to be clear, emotional autonomy doesn't mean you stop caring about others. It means you stop relying on others. There's a significant difference. Human connection is essential, but those connections should come from a place of freedom, not need. And true freedom only arrives when you're willing to let go of the superficial in order to dive into the meaningful. Ask yourself honestly, how many of your current relationships exist only because you're always available? How many would still remain if you started valuing your time, space, and energy? What if you stopped responding instantly, or stopped saying, yes, sir, out of habit? The answers might be unsettling, but that discomfort is the first step of change. Because becoming less available doesn't mean you're becoming less compassionate. It means you're becoming more intentional with your energy. Your energy is finite. It's a precious resource that you can't afford to waste. So, here's your invitation. Begin strategically withdrawing. It's full of information, of revelation, of answers. And once you truly grasp this, once you make decisions from that place of awareness, you'll realize something transformative. You don't need to be everywhere to be remembered. You don't have to always show up to earn respect. Presence, when it's rooted in depth and authenticity, doesn't need to be frequent to be powerful. So let me ask you, are you ready to let your silence become your sharpest tool? Are you willing to let your absence speak volumes where your presence speak volumes where your presence once whispered? Once you cross this threshold, there's no going back. The world will never see you the same way again. But don't stop here. There's one more vital lesson if you truly want to take control of your life instead of being swept along by it. It's the connection between your energy and how others perceive you. This is a topic that doesn't get enough attention, but it shapes every interaction you have. It shapes every interaction. Each time you give away your energy carelessly, you don't just drain yourself. You also dilute the signal others receive from you. Perception isn't just about what you say or do. It's about the energy you emit and where you direct it. Think of the most magnetic person you know. They're rarely the loudest one in the room. Instead, they radiate clarity and intention. Why? because they protect their energy like a sacred resource. They don't waste it chasing every fleeting moment of attention. They don't spend it in meaningless exchanges. They channel it, guard it, and release it with precision. Most people operate like their energy is limitless. They spend it recklessly on pointless conversations, unproductive worries, and relationships that don't give back. This leads us to a concept that's rarely discussed: emotional economy. Yes, your energy is a form of currency. And like any economy, if you consistently spend more than you receive, you'll end up bankrupt, emotionally bankrupt. This is when everything starts to feel too much, when even the smallest request feels like a burden because you've given away all your reserves to things that never replenished you. The modern world is an emotional energy thief. Social media, endless notifications, the addiction to speed and instant gratification. All of these things train you to stay available, to respond, to be seen, and they all drain you. They turn you into an open faucet, constantly giving, with no control or regulation. That's why those who master their time, who keep a bit of mystery, and who operate with calm intention seem unstoppable. They're not doing more. They're doing less, but with far more purpose. They don't deplete themselves. They don't perform for empty praise. They move quietly, but with immense impact. Finally, we arrive at the most dangerous truth of all, a truth disguised as virtue. It's the illusion of self-exploitation, dressed as productivity. We've been led to believe that being busy means we're progressing, that a packed schedule equals purpose. But often, all we're doing is filling the void of emotional dependency with action. We keep ourselves busy to avoid the stillness, the silence, where the truth lies. Let's make one thing clear. Being busy doesn't mean you're moving forward. You can spend your entire life spinning in circles, doing more, but achieving less, all because you're trapped in the cage of seeking external approval. And inside that cage, true freedom can never be found. Being selective isn't just about who you allow into your life. It's also about the activities you choose, the thoughts you entertain, and the goals you decide to chase. Consider this a quiet form of purification. Start eliminating not only the people who drain your energy, but also the tasks, distractions, and self-imposed obligations that serve no real purpose, those that exist only to fill artificial voids. Your focus is your most valuable currency, and wherever your focus goes, your energy flows. Your energy flows.